Big Hits WBTC with Jay Ferguson as the clock hits 8:30, and that means it's time for our high beam this morning. And our guest in the studio is Belle Everett, Service Director for the City of Uhrichsville. Go ahead and pull out a little closer so we can hear you. That's good. Thanks for coming in, first of all, and gosh, it's nice to see people face to face again. I'm sure you're feeling that too. So.
Oh yes, it is the full face.
The full face, not just eyes, right?
Right.
But it's good to have you in here to tell us a little bit about what's going on in the city of Uhrichsville. It's summertime, so not only with the weather, but with the pandemic kind of hopefully winding down, activities seem to be rolling up just as quickly. And I know one thing you wanted to talk about and is exciting is street paving. Now, it may not sound exciting, but it is if it's your street, right?
It is. It's exciting. This year, we're going to be spending up to $250,000 on paving projects. And I want to apologize in advance for any inconveniences we may cause, but it's well worth the wait and the inconvenience.
So you've got a list of streets there.
I do have, because I know everybody wants to know if they're on the list. Herrick Street, and that's a very wide street from Trenton Avenue to the end to Holiday, Orchard to Franklin to West High, Gorley Street from between Parkway and North Gorley, the rest of Gorley.
Okay.
Excuse me. Shamel Street, I don't believe that's been paved for decades. East 9th Street from Water Street to Eastport Avenue. South Lake Street in the west side from Trenton Avenue to the tracks. East 7th from Water Street to the end there down by Fab, Ohio, toward the creek.
Okay.
And we've added West Bank and West High. And, we may add a few other things, but right now we're gearing up. We're doing catch basin and storm sewer repairs. So we're gearing up for it.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, and like you said, that like Shamel, long time, so that's going to be very nice to kind of, what's this smooth ride all about? Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
And you said that you're kind of holding on. If the bids come in a little bit lower than expected, maybe there might be another one added later on?
Yes. Well, the bids did come in, I believe it was a little over $200,000, but we wanted to add a couple other streets, West Bank and West High. So council approved up to $250,000. Okay. So we're excited.
Yeah.
But, if those, I have to get with the contractor to see what kind of price that will be.
Right. Okay, let's move on and talk about the water park because... hey, it's summer and we get to use the water park.
Yes.
But it's looking great.
It is. Last year we had the opportunity, even though it was sad, we closed, but it was a necessity.
Yeah.
So we replaced the kiddie floor last year, and I believe that was under a $50,000 project. This year we repainted the aquaplay, the kiddie part, and replaced dump buckets. They were cracked and everything was just aging. You've been open this many years and not replaced some of those parts.
Right.
So we have refurbished the aquaplay area and brought it up to, code as far as our code, fixing some things. And we actually then had the slides, the large slides in the deep end. They were power wash, but we expect to paint those hopefully this fall at the end of the season rather than spring. We'll have better weather to do that. We've only been open since June 6th. We had a couple rain days and a delay with the stadium project. They had to shut the water off for the stadium project, which meant we had to close because if toilets can't flush, we have to close.
Water park's no fun without water either. So.
No, especially, yes. So I would say within I have some numbers and I think it's interesting and I think the public would enjoy knowing that we are bringing in, a good steady revenue. June is usually the slowest month and it picks up July, August. We've brought in nearly $50,000 and that doesn't count the parties and some of the season passes and a lot of the passes that we sell. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to better weather.
Right.
And all this.
Another 80-degree day, though, coming up today.
Yes, exciting.
So as far as it's concerned with the stadium, you had to shut the water off. It's back on now. But that has to do with the new turf, and so how are the city and the school district kind of combining with that?
It has. I mean, the school district, they are really moving forward with their stadium project. And during the course of their project, they received a significant donation and decided to add the AstroTurf. And so because of that, you have to drain that field.
Right.
It's not a pervious surface, so that water has to drain. And they needed a 24-inch pipe, and we currently had a 15. So we met with our engineers, the city's engineers, the Claymont School Stadium engineer, Superintendent Brian Wrench, Beth Lent, who is, heading this project, and the mayor, council, everyone met, and we all agreed that we would share the cost of this project, and the cost because we're going to benefit. Instead of putting twin pipes next to each other, we're going to replace our 15-inch with a larger pipe, and we should be able to share, and it will be adequate for all of our runoff, including the AstroTurf.
Yeah.
It's a little over $50,000, and hopefully the school board will approve, and I think it's this evening,
Yes.
us sharing the cost of the project and spreading it over a 2-year period. That will ease our storm sewer fund a little bit. We don't want to stress our funds.
But it's just so good that it so happens that the former pool and now the water park is right next to the stadium, and so all this is tying together.
It's beautiful. We received several donations from several local businesses, and I wished I had that list so I could thank them on the radio. However, I don't have that with me, but I think it was up to $13,000.
Wow.
And we are receiving another quote from Wood Electric, and we're going to bring the fountain back to life. So it's beautiful lit at night with its lights and everything. So we just want people to have something to be proud of when they're walking around their neighborhood, and it is just a beautiful park.
I hope this isn't taking you by surprise. Clay Days is a little bit different than it used to be, and that's an ongoing kind of thing now. Can you explain when it is, at least?
I believe, I think they may be having a festival or clay something in October.
Oh, okay.
I think. Now, I'm not on the Clay Days.
Right.
I'm not sure.
That's why I didn't want to surprise you. But
you did.
Okay.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
I'll get that info.
Well, okay. What else is council working on? Is there anything that's bubbling under? I know that there was this proposal, I guess, to kind of mow to own some of these smaller lots. How's that work?
Well, it is a really great opportunity for folks who live contiguous to the property that the city owns. And previously, the city had foreclosed on some of the properties, dilapidated homes, and then torn them down, and then didn't take that next step to try to get that property back into activity so that we can receive taxes. So we own all these lots, small lots though, and a lot of them aren't buildable. So ideally, if someone lives next to a lot, and a lot of these folks mowed them anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we pay our street department to ride around the city on a mower, mowing these empty lots all summer long when there's so much more work that they could be doing.
Yeah.
So we do have some folks interested in mow to own. Currently, there are a couple lots that are in the floodplain, and they're not buildable. And the gentleman actually mows them and is excited. The mow to own ordinance is in its second reading.
Okay.
I'm hoping for passage on the 24th. Really hoping for passage.
And that would be after the third, right?
Yes.
Reading.
That would be the third reading.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be the third reading because we had the second. So we're looking forward to that. And hopefully I can get some of these properties back into activity so the city and the schools can receive tax revenue. So
that spreads out all over. That's good for everybody.
It is good. I mean, owning a piece of property, paying a city worker to mow it for when it can be passed to
Oh, yeah.
a neighbor, a neighbor. Now, they will have to go through an application process. They'll have to sign an affidavit saying, and we will vet that.
Sure, it's all
all
going to
of
be
that. It's
legal
not going
and
to
on the
be
up and
just
up.
like, hey, I want to mow to own.
Right.
Or someone coming from out of town saying, hey, I want to buy this lot or mow to own this lot, and then they want to put a garage on it. Our residential lots are for residences, not just an individual garage.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it sounds like a good plan. I like that.
yes.
Anybody who's seeking information about council or from the mayor's office, do they just call the mayor's office then? And
Yes,
try
they
to get
can
a hold of
call
people?
740-922-1242, extension 1. Jen Wright is our administrative assistant, and I just say she's the boss.
Does kind of work that way sometimes.
Yes.
Doesn't it? Well, Belle, thanks so much for coming in. It's been great talking to you, and it sounds like things are really going in the right direction. That's what we like to hear.
They are. Thank you so much for the invitation. We always
Sure.
appreciate it.
Well, we'll have you back again.
Okay.
Belle Everett from the City of Uhrichsville, Services Director, as we talk on the 8:30 High Beam this morning here on the BT Morning Show.
Big Hits WBTC. Our music is still cool.